Interesting. I feel like where we are here, someone who has like gone dark or just have gone like really MIA when it comes to like, I don't know, like your outside life. I don't know even how to explain it. I feel like you're working you're working on something that is important, that is mostly for yourself, I feel like. Yeah, so I feel like you are working on something. It could be something or just on yourself entirely. I feel like this is something that's you have really just put on the back burner, and now I feel like you are stepping forward and really trying to reclaim your power, reclaim your own identity in a way. I got the Fool and the Hangman. Like, this is so interesting. Like, I feel like you're someone who have really have not been kept in the loop because you don't want to be part of the loop. It's almost as if like, I don't know. I feel like you have like, it's like a course correction. A course correction for you when it comes to like going down your own path. And I feel like this is something that is very important for you, and I feel like you are making this decision or like choosing this path because I feel like it's most beneficial for you and not for others. So yeah, I feel like I had something else that I wanted to say and I completely like slipped my mind. And I feel like I don't know why it slipped my mind. I don't know. I feel like you're in your main character era right now. Your main character era, where I feel like you're doing things for you, and you're really trying to think of your future and think what you can do now in order for you to actually like stay on that path, rather than keep being distracted. Because I feel like you've had a lot of distractions in your life, maybe from like other people or just certain hobbies or certain really um I feel like there's just has been a lot of like going out, and I feel like you're kind of just like tired of that, and I feel like for you this is something that is new, like you not going out as much, you really not hanging out around the people who want you around. So I feel like this is something that's new and also beneficial for you, and I feel like this is something that has been like just overdue, because I feel like you have put this on the back burner for a while, and it's like it's now for you to talk time to like, okay, what am I going to do next? Like, what steps can I take in order for me to really stay on the right track and to try to continue to elevate myself? I feel like you are more so in your era of like elevation and trying to better yourself, and by you doing that, you're changing your habits, you're changing your routine, you're changing your hobbies, you're changing whatever that may feel or right may feel right for you. I feel like you're really taking steps and doing that. Even though it may feel like you have been having some doubts of as to like what you're doing, where you're going, and like what how things are going to be, if you keep continuing to like shun yourself away or just not isolate yourself, but like really like just disrupt your routine of things or disrupt your hobbies, like your normal day to day life. I feel like it's you're kind of like integrating into something new. And of course, you're gonna have doubts. You're gonna have really questions. You're gonna have just confliction or just confusion towards the whole thing in the very beginning. Maybe even fear, because I feel like you're like dipping into new territory, and it doesn't have to be something that's environmental or just like an area. I mean, like something that is like shifting your identity entirely, because that could happen too. And I feel like you're kind of just at this point. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like you're like on a at this rate you're going. I don't even know how to say it. Like I'm sensing like a quantum leap. I feel like you're changing things so fast that I feel like your external world can't really keep up, because maybe you don't even notice, but like little things that you're changing, it's really shifting your whole reality. Like I feel like, and I feel like at some point your life is gonna be entirely, it's gonna look entirely different because you are making these changes. Look at what changes you want to make. I feel like this has a lot, of course, a lot to do with like wealth, abundance, and just really like your career and what you want to do long term. Because I feel like this is probably the reason why you're thinking about shifting or changing who you are or like your habits and just everything about you. Not everything about you entirely, but like the big aspect of you, of who you are. Okay, so I feel like even though I say big, it doesn't really have to like I don't know. It really just depends on perspective. Like I feel like you can make a shift in your identity that could be small for you, but for others, it's a big thing. It's a big deal. Like for example, if you choose to do something that you want to do, and but another person is inviting you or like wanting you to go out, but you insist on choosing this other thing, then that is a shift in your life. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a shift, and it's gonna shift your reality as well. 7 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you're just tired of the mundane life. I don't know if mundane is the right word, but like you're tired of the everyday, mundane, normal life. Like you don't want to keep continuing to live like the everyday life. I feel like it's getting boring to you. Maybe you work a 9 to 5, so I feel like you're maybe venturing out on something new. So maybe it's social media. Maybe it has something to do with like entertainment. But I feel like it's something that like when I say it's you're venturing out into something new, maybe it's something that could also be a risk for you. And I don't know. Like I said, you could be also expressing these doubts, these fears, this uncertainty about your future and your future career. But I also feel like you're leaning towards like I feel like you're having conflicting feelings about this because you're trying to lean towards more. You're a type of person who lean more towards realistic things. Like you're very realistic about things, and I feel like this can hold you back when it comes to like choosing the best path for you, or choosing your highest path, or especially if you want to elevate. Then it doesn't really play a good part because it really just depends on what you define to be realistic. Do you think that you having big goals and like you doing something that is has never been done before is too unrealistic? So it really just depends on how you define unrealistic and realistic and your beliefs about it, okay? Because you feel like if you ever dip your toes into the feeling of this is too unrealistic, or like I don't know about this, or not everyone around me is doing it, so I don't know if I should do it. So it's kind of like that, and I kind of understand where you're coming from as well, because I feel like people change people, and if you don't see so much of the same around you, then how are you? It makes it harder for you to change. So that's why I feel like you have been like stepping back from people in your life too, who like want you to go out with them, who want you to be around them, who want to hang out. But I feel like you're setting this boundary, whereas to like it's not so much you don't want to, it's so much as to like, okay, what is the best path for me if I wish to elevate myself. And I feel like you're choosing the highest path, or the most elevation you can get from your choices, if that makes sense. And the hermit. Okay. So, and also this may feel isolating, and you feel like, you're alone in this. Like I said, I feel like you don't see a lot of people around doing things that you probably want to do, and that alone can be isolating if you don't see other people doing it, and you just feel alone in this thing, or this new venture of yours, or new adventure. I feel like it can, I don't know, it can cause confusion. Three of Pentacles. I don't know. This is that definitely sends out for the two. And Queen of Cups. I feel like I what I just said. Like I feel like people change people, and because you're not really, there's no inspiration from your outside world. And I feel like for a very long time, like you have not seen other people attempt to do what you're trying to do. But a lot of people aren't like you, and that includes even the people who may be in your life, and that's okay. And maybe you have experienced like other people's doubts about what you're doing, or what you want to try, and like you've expressed your I don't know, passions, or like really um, thoughts about it, and I feel like it kind of, I don't want to say rejection, but like kind of like you can feel other people's energy, and like they don't have to say it out loud. You can just see the look on your face, and you're like, okay, well, let me take a step back and see if I can just do this alone if I have to, because it's better to be your own cheerleader than to have other people not cheer for you. If that makes sense. Like I feel like you rather just like be alone, and rather just like, I don't know, like clap for yourself if no one else is clapping for you. And this is also saying out to me too, the Queen of Cups. Like I feel like this is like exactly like your whole situation right now. Like I feel like this is something important. This is something you are taking a risk on. This is something that may be a challenge, but I feel like still you continue to step forward. Okay, because I feel like you have to understand that the most successful people have, even when they were scared or doubtful or just like confused about what they were doing, but they still believed in what they were doing. And as long as you stick with that belief and passion of what you choose to do, it doesn't really matter how others perceive you, or your potential failure of that thing. Okay, because I feel like it's more so of like you like having others perceive you fail. Like you're more afraid of that than like really stepping forward or going forward with it. And if you want to elevate, growth really requires you to step forward anyways. Even when you feel doubt or fear, it's best to step forward anyways. And the biggest breakthrough can happen while you are afraid. Believe it or not. So if you have to give up certain hobbies, if you have to really set boundaries and say no to certain things or certain people, then I feel like you have every right to do so. And I know sometimes it may be tempting to like go back into your old ways, your old identity. But I truly, truly feel that if you really want to shift your life for the better and elevate yourself, then it's best to really keep focus and stay true to yourself. And that is the message today.